My name is Larry Talley. I'm the founder and CEO of Everyware, and that's Larry, Larry, Talley, and excited to be here. Everyware launched about 4.5 years ago, but really it's the COVID or the pandemic that's really helped accelerate a company like Everyware. And we are a communication and payments platform. So if you think about Twilio and Stripe, if they had a baby, Everywhere was born. That's the way I like to think of it. We really utilize our technology to provide a contactless and touchless communications platform that helps from pharmacies to nonprofits to hospitals to retail and restaurants collect and connect with their customers in a way like they have never done before. So we're excited about the opportunity. It's unfortunate that a lot of businesses that are in the place that they are, but it feels good to have a platform that's actually there to help and support them during this challenging time. So you think about not having that, and I'll use churches for an example, or synagogues, not having a congregation every week in church, really has an impact, not only mentally on the feeling you get when you walk into a church and being around other people, but also supporting a church that not only relies on tithes and offering, but also relies on money for the community, whether it's given back to food pantries or just donations in general. Being able to provide a solution like text to give, you think about how powerful that word is, but being able to text the word give to a church or a synagogue, and our system just ask you, how much would you like to give, and then coming back with a thank you text message. That's very powerful. So we feel like the software itself is really doing some good in some of these challenging times, like supporting a church in this example. Yeah, it works by establishing a mobile connection, meaning really it works just by having somebody's cell phone number and being able to have a text conversation with them. And it works two ways. One is if we don't have your credit card stored on file, we'll send you a secure payment link. So just in that example, as I gave before with text to give, our system, after you basically say how much you want to give, we'll send you back a preloaded invoice for the exact amount that you're willing to offer. And the next time you go to pay, we already have your credit card on file. So there's no secure payment link necessary. You can simply just reply yes, and your credit card automatically gets charged. So that same example works in many different use cases, from restaurants to pharmacies to even retail. For a pharmacy, think about you going to Walgreens to pick up your prescription. Walgreens will remind you that your prescription is ready for pickup. The only difference is not only they're going to remind you that your prescription is ready for pickup, they're going to send you a secure payment link where you can actually pay now, totally making it a contactless, touchless, solution. In addition to that, you can text back anything you like. So for instance, say that you cannot make it to pick up your prescription. Maybe you're on vacation, or maybe you're traveling on business and you need a few extra days. So you can actually just text back in that conversation, with the pharmacist, so that they know that basically you're not abandoning your medication. You're just going to be a few days late picking it up. Even pre-COVID, I always thought that our client would benefit because it's convenient. And you think about our daily life, we're actually willing to pay more just for convenience, right? Not having to talk on the phone, because I know, like myself, I don't have time to talk on the phone. In fact, I don't even have time to check voicemail these days, right? But if you send me a text message in 140 characters or less, I'm going to respond to that. And basically you're just nailing and hitting the bullseye every time. And better yet, you get that ability to do it on your own time. And that's important because we know we're all running around, these days, and it's crazy. I don't have time to pick up the phone, but I can now just text you. And I think it's socially acceptable that you don't have to text right back immediately. You can text back on your own time. So it allows the businesses to go about their business, and it allows the consumer the ability to text in 24/7. So it's very powerful when you tie it to a business. And I'll use restaurants as a great example, because restaurants who rely on the local community for online ordering today also rely on having that connection. So not only can you pay or pick up curbside or be notified of delivery, you can also just text in what you want to order next time. Everywhere basically wants to charge the consumer based on their transaction fees and their processing fees. So basically using the fees that you're paying MasterCard and Visa or American Express today, those same fees, Everywhere takes a small portion of those fees that you're already paying. So if you think about the platform, you could be getting our platform in your mind really for free, because you're using your transaction fees. And better yet, if you notice today, a lot of times the businesses will have a convenience fee. So ultimately the consumer is paying the processing fees and for the platform. So really making it low cost or potentially, free for a small business. So, I think that's a win-win scenario. I came up with the idea about 5 years ago when I was out in San Francisco, and I actually got a small space inside Twilio's office. And I sat there thinking about, again, what does it look like when Twilio and Stripe have a baby? How simple can it be to take money from someone? And I literally programmed Everywhere, sitting in their office. And and that was, roughly 5 years ago, not knowing exactly where or when, a time when like Everywhere would be, most relevant. But ultimately, it took the knowledge and an experience that I gained for the last 20 years in hotels and resorts, that I knew that there had to be something better out there. And that, nobody, I call it like appnasia. Nobody wants to download another app. So what can we do to help prevent another app download and make it simple and convenient? So there's 25 of us, and throughout the pandemic, we probably grown about 300%. So we pretty much right now are really on an awesome trajectory at our company. Super enthusiasm is everywhere. Even though we're all working out of our houses, you wouldn't know it, because I think that everyone's so excited about the growth and their opportunity that they have with a company that's really on the forefront. So it's really exciting times, for a company like Everywhere that, again, that originally started over 4.5 years ago. It went through a lot of grind, sweat. I think we all have, severe calluses on our hands today. And me, probably calluses on my brain. It's definitely challenging. It hasn't been easy. I think people will always look back and say, oh, Everywhere had it so easy. But I remember my wife telling me I was nowhere at one point. So in my mind, what is it like to grow a unicorn? Like, what does that look like? And in my mind, I set out to, be a $1 billion company and do it within less than 5 years. And, so I see ourselves as being the next unicorn for sure. I think we have a great program. We're really excited about the opportunity. Again, it's unfortunate that it's happened during a pandemic. I wouldn't have predicted that. But, ultimately, again, as long as it goes to doing good and helping, whether it's humanity or being a part of something that's really helping businesses and not taken from them. So by, having a pricing model or business model that lets them use their transaction fees and their processing fees to pay for a platform that provides convenience and communication, with with the customers, and, whether it's the hospitals or the patients that we're communicating with, or it's the churches or the synagogues. There's so many different use cases, and every day I feel like a new business comes to us with an idea that we didn't think of yet, and then we watch our platform adapt, and it's a great thing. So very excited.